Vatos, thanks again for tuning into yet another video. We are doing a unboxing. This is Orion Mototech. I think Mototech would sound a little bit better, but this is Orion Mototech scissor lift on Amazon. I got this for about 80 bucks. Honestly, I believe these are all made by the same manufacturer. I don't think you know, all these like branding, I believe it's all made in China from the same manufacturer. That's what I believe. But I mean, they're all pretty much the same price. Harbor Freight used to carry these. I don't know what happened. Harbor Freight decided not to carry these anymore, so you can't find scissor lifts through Harbor Freight. I do have another lift, and that might be on another unboxing video. So what do we have here? We have a package lift. You have a lifting jack, scissor lift, lifting jack, it might be the same thing. T-handle wrench, which is what, you know, lifts the actual jack. 3/8 socket, a safety pin, that's what locks the lift in place. It's kind of like having a jack, a lock, you know, just to kind of prevent it from, you know, collapsing on itself. Bike chain brush, I guess to clean the chain if that's what you're using it for. And they provided some gloves. Wow, that's pretty neat. Yeah, you also have a QR code here to contact them. Maintenance, you probably want to lube the main bolt. And what else do we have here? We have some other specs, the dimensions of the jack. You guys can see it's 14 by 9 height. You're looking at, I guess the max capacity is about 14 inches, so a little bit over a foot. You know, weight capacity is 1,100 pounds. Most Harleys are covered, even the baggers. We're talking about the limiteds. Limiteds weigh right about 1,000 pounds. So this should be, you know, sufficient to raise the limited by 12 inches. I don't know if I would have a lot of faith in an $80 jack to lift a $50,000 bike. I don't know, you guys can let me know in the comments. So we have some safety information, motorcycle scissor jack, instruction manual, instructions, warnings. You know, this looks like something that you probably want to look at, you know, whenever you have some time. So looks pretty good so far. Operation tells you how to use it. Maintenance, like I already mentioned. So these are the two gloves, I guess, that they provide. These are free. You know, I guess that's pretty neat. You get some free gloves. You also have the brush. So that's what I noticed on, you know, trying not to move things. That's what I noticed from this little box. They gave you this. I don't have a chain on none of my bikes. So, well, it's a double-sided brush. So you might be able to use this for something. I don't know. So there's a chain brush. And, you know, if that's what you were looking for. You typically you maintain a chain every 500 miles, and you got to lift it off the, you know, off the wheel and spin the wheel, and then of course clean your chain every 500 miles. But Harleys have belts, so we don't have to worry about that. Here's a socket, nice size, 22 millimeters, and I guess that goes right on the scissor lift. So let's go ahead. The packaging looks pretty good. You know, a couple loose pieces, not that bad. I mean, it's all heavy duty stuff. Here, let's go ahead and pull this out real quick, or maybe we could just open it in place. Oh, here's the safety pin right there. This is what, you know, locks it into place so it doesn't collapse and take some of the weight off of this main bolt. So I've been looking at these, like I said, for a while. From what I noticed, this is what seems to fail on these scissor lifts. So here we have the actual lifting device. Of course, this goes like this, and then you spin it. And if you need more leverage, typically when it's at the bottom, you won't be able to spin this, you know, freely when it's touching the floor. So this is why you have this little lever. Switch it over, and then once you're able to lift it, you know, above 4 inches, that's when you could just, you know, keep on spinning this. Or you could just, you know, do it like this so you have more leverage on the bike, because the bike does weigh, you know, close to 700 pounds. So a little piece of shim here to protect the box. And here is the lift, OMT Orion Motor Tech. I want to say Orion Moto Tech, but Orion Motor Tech. So a nice rubberized surface on this, with with grip as well. You have some texture here, so to grip the bike itself. So looks looks pretty neat. You have some bushings at the end of the jack itself. These are plastic, metal construction overall. Looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and give it a couple turns and let's see how easy this lifts. We probably just need this. So you see. Alright, so you see where this kind of comes handy right here. You see how once we're able to lift it a little bit above 4 inches, we're able to spin this freely. And yeah, there it is, going up slowly but surely. You probably don't want to use the impact on this because of course the impact on the main bolt itself. High quality power coated components. I really like the way everything's looking. And I guess these little bushings that I thought are they're like rollers, I guess. And there it is, going up higher. Like I said, max capacity on this, you're looking at 13 to 14 inches. But the actual locking, the locking place seems to be a little bit below that. I'm not too sure. So we are at a point where we could slide our safety pin. I believe we are. I don't know. I'll have to look for it. Okay, so I thought it goes all the way through. It doesn't. You actually have to, move the piece all the way, and that's pretty much where the max capacity is at. So you can pretty much see where it is right here. This is the little indicator. I assume this is the indicator where it's at that, where it's at the max capacity. You probably raise this a little bit more, but I mean, without the safety pin, I don't think I would recommend that. But the build quality looks pretty good. The bolt, you see the bolt right underneath. Let's go ahead and remove this and probably just bend this over. Let's see if I don't smash any fingers, but yeah, you can see the mechanism. This is the main bolt. You guys can check that out. I mean, here, let me grab a light. But yes, you have a warning here not to put your fingers. Of course, when you collapse this, you are gonna do some damage. You are gonna pinch yourself. Sorry. So the bolt looks like a like a heavy duty. It does look like it is lubricated. There's a little bit of grease on there, but I would recommend putting on a little bit more grease. Let me grab a light to show you guys. All right, so we can see the bolt, of course, right there. Threads all the way down, and pretty much I'd say about 1.5 inches to 2 inches shy of the threads. Like I said, this seems to be the most frequent breaking point on these scissor lifts. But I mean, even the bottom is power coated. Just the quality of it looks very decent. Looks very good. You can see the little plastic rollers. I don't think they're rollers, but yeah, they're rollers. So you have these little plastic rollers. These seem to be bushings on on this edge. So just overall well built washer, bolts. I wonder if you could buy a replacement piece for this main bolt, the one that actually lifts the bike. But like I mentioned, this seems to be the frequent breaking point on these. So I'm not too sure if you probably buy a replacement. I think as long as you keep this lubed properly, grease, and that way it doesn't bind, you know, there's minimal friction, I believe this should be just fine. But we'll put it to the test. Welds, you can see the welds right there, they look alright. Overall, you know, for 80 bucks, what it is, you know, it is a pretty good deal. And I'm not planning on lifting the bike completely. I just plan on, you know, leveling it and servicing the bike, you know, during my maintenance. What is that? Is that a half an inch drive socket? So you could, you know, put that onto your ratchet and you know, lower it and stuff like that. So, you know, that's neat that they provide you with the socket. Sometimes you might not have a 22. I don't think that's a common size. So neat, they provide you with one. These are you know, you could probably pick these up for about $4 to $6 on Amazon. So it's neat that they provide you with a socket. And if you do have maybe a half an inch ratchet, you'll be able to, you know, use that. That way you don't have to spin the this little device here. So hey, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching yet another video. If you're, you know, doing any kind of maintenance on the bike, if you're working on your bike and you gotta, you know, I don't know, clean your chain, if you have a chain on your Harley, then this seems to be a pretty good purchase. I've noticed that a lot of YouTubers, a lot of mechanics that have you know, an actual bike lift, they also have a scissor lift, so they could lift the bike and of course maintain or maintenance or service the wheels, chain, and all kinds of other goodies. So this is what I'm going to be using for my primary service for maintenance. So thanks for watching, thanks for tuning in. You might be able to, you know, stick this somewhere where it doesn't get lost. I don't think you can put it in here because, oh yes you can. So even though it's fully collapsed, it looks like you could just put the safety pin or the safety rod right in here, and you know, you don't have to worry about losing losing these parts. So it's quite neat, even though it's fully collapsed. Rubberized, you know, the finish looks really good, the packaging's pretty good. We'll see how this holds up. Like I said, I don't plan on lifting the bike completely off the ground, but we'll see what happens. Alright, thanks for tuning in. Stay out there, stay safe. Life's a risk. Get out there and ride. Later.